The next statement is from Tiffany Fort, Mr. Fort's wife. Over the past 2, almost 3 years, our son and his stepdaughter hasn't had a conversation or even been able to see their dad. No laughing, no play fighting, no games, no TikToks, or even just, hey Jew, how you doing? I don't think I will ever be able to put into words the devastation that they feel each and every day. We used to watch First 48, Law and Order SVU, be into all the crime shows together. I never imagined our family becoming an episode of First 48. It's an awful realization that the very city that we raised our children in created a coward who would take their most prized possession away. Their father, their dad, their protector, their best friend. Before losing Bobby, our children were safe. Nothing could ever hurt them or even make them feel less than. They laughed, they joked around, they smiled, and were growing with the feeling of this life. I thought I knew exactly how they felt about life and love. I thought that I would be able to handle their pain, suffering, anguish, anger, and sadness. But I did not know that this type of pain, depression, despair, sadness, anger, and anguish would be a reality, and I would know no way of handling it. The only way to describe it to anyone who has never had a tragic misfortune of experiencing such fate is to imagine the most indescribable pain ever in life and multiplying it by infinity. It's a pain that never goes away. There is no closure, there's no moving on, and there's absolutely nothing that makes your children feel better. People tend to say time heals all wounds. I would have to disagree. It only moves the loss of Bobby further away in time, and it doesn't make it any better. We once had a 9-year-old who was thriving, high off life, laughing, giggling, playing games, going outside. Then there was our 11-year-old who was the star, the dancer, the jokester, the big spender, and lover. All of it changed. Our 9-year-old tried to commit suicide by wrapping computer cords around his neck. He hated going outside. He didn't want to see anyone with their dad because he didn't have his dad. There are no more playing fighting games because people don't really come back to life once they die, and the countdown is over. Our 11-year-old no longer loved, but she hated everyone. She became lost, inexpressive, and just filled with pain. She carries this burden and pain around her, as if she did something wrong. Our children don't allow me to be late in picking them up. They get scared and call multiple times as if I'm not going to show up. They're scared to be abandoned. They no longer have their baby boy and baby girl innocence. No amount of time or therapy will give it back to them. Bobby was no perfect human, but when it came to being a father, a dad, and a friend, he was just that perfect in the eyes of the ones who saw nothing wrong in him and loved him unconditionally. I hate him. I wish he was in jail for a much longer time. I feel depressed, and I would give anything to have my dad back. I hate him too, Mom. He made my life the worst it's ever been. Like, why I have to grow up without my dad. I only claimed Bobby to be my dad, and now I don't even have him.
I never ever called him, said nothing about the family. I called them and told them I apologized for their loss, and I was innocent. They already know that.
Maintain your innocence. However, the jury found you guilty of murder and criminal possession of a weapon. It's clear to the court that you are not going to accept responsibility for your actions. In fact, during the trial, you wanted one witness taken care of and also threatened his family. You stole a life from a family that grieves his loss every day. Your family has supported you despite your outbursts of anger. It's unfortunate because you had every opportunity to live a productive life, but you chose the gangster life instead. And for that, you're going to stay in prison for a long time.